going on, everybody? Welcome into What You Heard Reviews.
Yes, we are back with another fire album review for that tale. No Sonic. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you guys are loving and rocking with the content. Now, we got a much anticipated,
Yes,
long waited, heavily baited, please don't get sedated,
or masturbated.
pause, review. We got some of our favorite couple of guys that the debut album was so fire to us, and so we were so excited for their follow-up. We've got Black Pumas, Chronicles of a Diamond.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into
Let's
this
get into
thing,
it, man. Is this a project, man? 100%.
100%.
It's a project, right? Like
100%.
They definitely have a sound, right?
Yes.
So this album in particular, I'm just gonna go right off the top and say I have a little bit of an issue with this project.
Yep.
Now,
That's fair.
I appreciate what they've done here. I really do, right?
Okay.
So I just like what they did on their last album a little bit better.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that there's anything really wrong with this album.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that there's a lot of different, like, reverb and scratchiness, trying to sound a little bit old, distortion, if you will, to this project. So in that regard, it is very much a project because they kept the through line, like, sonically speaking wise, right? And I actually do not prefer this sound of theirs over their other one. I don't think it's bad. I just want to say that I just prefer the other sound a little bit better because it was a little bit more clean. It was a little bit more raw, and this one's a little bit more produced, right? And a little bit more stuff going on in these in this particular project.
Okay. I think as far as Chronicles of a Diamond, they hit the nail on the head. Sonically, like you said, there is a through line throughout this album. And you know me, I love to talk about the project, but one of my favorite things is to talk about the flow of the project. This is really what will make or break an album for me personally. It'll make the next three categories that we go into. It will make that the flow of this album for me is absolute fire. I disagree.
I agree with you, though. I think the flow is really well done in this. I really do. My issue is more on the production side of things. And I know that's not one of our real... but I had to talk about it in the project side of things because it is something that I just prefer the other opposed to what they did here. And again, I will say this. Just to be clear, I'm not mad about it. I'm really happy that they decided to try something. I'm just saying... I like that other sound a little bit better.
Hey, and that's fine. You can have that. You can have that. Now let me add this.
The flow is amazing.
Yeah, the flow.
Yeah.
To me is fire. I actually think the flow on this is better than the first album. I think it just has a smoothness throughout.
No, I would agree with that.
Can you stop agreeing with me? I'm trying to disagree. I'm trying to make my point. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm with you. The flow to me is extravagant on this. So we agree on that.
Yes, yeah. It's really the sonic part of it that I'm like, because his vocals are so good. Okay, look at it.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We had a discussion about his vocals, right? And you even brought up a good point. You're like, man, Black Odyssey and him getting together,
Black Pumas and Black Odyssey would be an amazing collab.
And the way he like kind of strains his voice is different than anybody else. Yes. I appreciate that. I really do. I don't really care for that they had to put modulations and stuff like that on his vocals. Like if you listen to it, trust me, there's distortions and stuff like that on it. I prefer the other because there's not that on there. And it sounds just more raw.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'm with you on that, but I think what was so dope about this project was they did kind of go for a little bit of a different sound than the first project.
100%.
Still keeping a lot of that original Black Pumas feel, while making it maybe a little bit more broad in the sense of the reach. I think what happened was they put out the original, the first Black Pumas project, and the reach got so broad. It reached so many people. It was country, it was blues, it was R&B, it was colors, was all over every single TV show and movie that you ever heard of. So they were like, man, we have all these people we have to deliver to. How do we do it and still stay true to ourselves? And I think they did that in a masterful way. And here's how I know they did that in a masterful way, because they had some standouts for me. They had some standouts for me.
Yes, they did.
Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm going to dive in. I'm going to dive right in.
Okay.
Because I got to talk about my first standout. Okay? And this one in particular, I want us to chop it up. I want us to go one for one.
Okay.
Because I feel like a better way for this particular album. My first standout is Mrs. Postman. This was the song to me that I was like, no matter where this goes, I'm going to dive into this project.
Okay.
Right? I was like, because y'all know, man, you get into a project, song 1, song 2, does it catch you? Does it grab you? But song 3, song 4, is it going to keep you there, especially for a long project, right?
Right.
Now, this is only 10 tracks. So that's where I knew. I was like, man, if it's hitting on this cylinder on song number 3, it's got some hip-hop elements, almost Wu-Tang East Coast to it.
Very much so, yeah.
But then it dives into a soul element. The range, the notes are incredible. It still has that blues, that R&B to it. And this one for me set it off.
Okay. I really do love that song, but it's not in my standout.
Okay.
But I really do. I really do love that track. I'm going to go with my first one is Chronicles of a Diamond. The title of this album. I think I actually kind of prefer a lot of their more melodic, slower type of songs. They just kind of grab me a little bit more. I don't know why that is, and in no way particular why that is, but again, I like the placement of where Chronicles of a Diamond is placed. It's placed at number 4, right? Because it kind of you're starting off, and the 3 tracks before it are more upbeat, where this kind of takes you down, right? Just a little bit, and
100%.
But it's just a beautiful song, right?
It is.
Kind of explaining the album of the love and the relationship side of things, right? And what he's talking, it's just beautiful. I just really, really love what they did for that song.
Fire. My second one, I've actually been going back and forth because there's a few that I really love. But my second one would be Gemini Sun. This one is towards the end of the album.
That is my second as well.
Is it your second? Okay. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna
this is your song too,
Gemini Sun, man. It just has, to me, it epitomizes what the Black Pumas can do.
Yes.
It shows off the range of the vocals. It shows off the blues. It shows off the R&B. It shows off the soul. It shows off the lyrical, the bar ability, their ability to write, the metaphors, the analogies. It really, honestly, I'm not mad at the title of the album, because I think it does explain the album, but you damn sure could have called it Gemini Sun and it would have been all right.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And I love, I'll add one thing. I love the guitars in this.
The guitars in this are incredible.
Talk about like really like a soulful guitar.
Yes.
This song has it in particular. And what I was talking about just before about I like the slower. This is a very upbeat, up-tempo song.
Exactly.
Right? But it works so well for them, right? And again, what I was talking about, the distortion part of things, this is where you want it. You want it in this song.
100%.
Like in Chronicles of a Diamond, it has it, but I don't necessarily want it. Okay. So
fair enough.
But anyways, this is where I think it shines, right? Where you kind of want that kind of grittiness to
that
it.
grunginess.
You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
Because you're right. It plays a on all these different genres, and it works so beautifully well.
So well.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. That's a Gemini, right? Like
Yeah, it is. It has two sides.
Fire. My third one. Okay, we don't always have to do 3, but I think that's kind of where normal people stand, about 2 to 3.
Yeah.
My third one, I got to give y'all this, man, because I know he doesn't like it. My third one, Hello.
Oh, gosh, dude.
This song,
worst song on the album.
You're crazy. It's actually top. It's actually top 2 for me, but I had to save it for the third standout just because I knew he didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? This one got that 80s.
I'm so disappointed.
This one got that 80s feel. It's got that funk. It's got
so
that 80s.
corny.
It's fire.
Hello.
Fire. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
No, that's not how he sings.
Dude, it sounds. I don't like this. Is probably the worst song for me.
Hello. Hello. And he's like, ooh, man.
I don't know, man.
Fire.
I don't really
The
care.
beat is, look, it is probably the most different track on the album compared to all the other tracks. But it does stay in with the through line of the Sonics. And for me, and it's got that 80s feel, man. You can't tell me nothing about it. You can't tell when you bring me some of that 80s, a little bit of that funk and them little synths, you know what I'm saying? Get away from the guitar a little bit, start tippity tapping on them synths. Fire.
Yeah, I disagree.
Hello.
Anyways, we'll move on. I will pick Angel. Angel is a great love song. It's just a really great love song. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of, if you guys remember their first project.
It is.
October 33. It's very reminiscent of that particular song. But this is just kind of like it's almost like another take on it, even though it sounds different, you know. But it is very much of a love song, you know. It's like, I can't believe I found you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fire.
And it's just.
Range is crazy.
Oh, man.
He's showing that vocal
done.
ability is crazy.
Man. And then, you know, rock and roll, you know, it's up there as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. Now let's get into the replayability of this thing, man. I really do have it fairly high. I actually went into this project not having any expectation. I try not to. Definitely was excited for the project, but always want to let the project speak for itself. And the more I listen to it, the more I rock with it. Are there, with any album, there's going to be songs that you are going to gravitate towards.
Sure.
But as far as a full album, yes, you can definitely get through this on back-to-back plays. And I just feel like the blues and the soul and the R&B element and how it's blended so well. We were doing a podcast about Chili, talking about Chili, right? This is like Chili with blues, soul, and R&B. Black Pumas do a really great job of blending everything so well. So it leads to the replayability for me pretty high on my list.
Middle of the road for me.
Okay.
This is very kind of pick and choose type of thing. The replayability is in the middle because I sonically, man, there's just that distortion part that just kind of messes with me.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, middle of the road.
All right. Is it a vibrant thing? Yes, it is a vibrant thing. It's a vibrant thing for sure. It's got all the vibes you
know
need.
what? If I were to say anything like, this might be one, like, but besides like flow and then is it a vibe? Dude, this thing has vibes all over.
All over.
You know what I mean?
All over.
And it's just, it plays so well. I am so glad that they exist.
Oh, man.
And this type of music is getting the shine and
that it absolutely
it deserves. It really does, man. And I love Black Pumas. I really do. So let's get into the scores.
I'll go first, man. I have no problem with this, man. There's literally one song on the album that I am not a super fan, not a bad song, just not a super fan of. And I didn't get into it because I wanted to say it now. Rock and Roll is the last track on the album. For that reason, I am giving this album that I absolutely freaking love all the way around, giving it a 9.5. This album is tremendous to me. They delivered on everything I expected. It's different. It's very close to the first Black Pumas album, but man, this I can get this once a year with Black Pumas, even if it's a 8-track small.
We could be waiting another 4 years.
I know we waiting another 4. But Black Pumas, keep doing y'all thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all are killing the game, man. 9.5 Chronicles of a Diamond.
I give this an 8. I think this is a really good project. I just don't think it, for me personally, the sonics of it is, again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. I just prefer the first album over the second one. But again, I really do enjoy this project, though.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad they exist. And
Fire.
I'm really happy that we're getting music like this because it does touch your soul.
It does.
You know, it really does. So anyways, you guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
Let us know in the comment section below. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? And as always, ooh,
goodbye.
It's all about
what you heard. Peace.